Recording. Yes, it is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gamestore Guardians. I'm Will.
I'm Mike.
And we're back to our supposed to be weekly but bi-weekly schedule just because that's how things work out here.
Let's do it. My family's getting sick again. We'll see how long this goes through us.
Listen, this is like you need like an exorcism in your house.
Oh, dude, I feel like I take vitamin C baths and I still and it still gets around.
That's insane.
I literally just throw vitamin C at my daughter now, like just like holy water.
Yeah, I keep her at arm's length. Like goodbye. So yeah. Sickness aside, how have you been?
Pretty good. I decided that I needed to get through my backlog of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just went crazy building a whole bunch of things and not painting. It's like very not my style. And I still don't love the idea, but I just want to get through it because there's a whole bunch of things that I want to play and I want to put models on the table. And I don't want it to be like, I don't want the funnel, like the what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Like the stopgap or like the funnel to be like my painting time. You know what I mean?
See, I had the same thing happen to me like a couple of months ago where like I went on a crazy spree and I bought like 6 or 7 boxes. Yeah. And I was like, I need to build them all before I paint them, otherwise it's not going to get done. So
I've bought more than that.
Yeah, I had like a lineup on my desk. What was your latest purchase?
Well, this week, building wise, I did Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. I did Juggernaut, Dormammu, Nick Senior, X-23, Honey Badger, Storm, Cyclops, and on my pile, I still have Strucker, Zola.
Did you buy Captain?
I got Thanos is coming, Winter Guard's coming, Magneto's coming. Somebody put it for the wrong price on eBay, and I just sniped it.
Nice. Did you get Magneto and Toad? Was it the box set, or was it just Magneto?
Yeah, no, it's like a sealed copy. It was just they listed it for the regular box sets, like how it's like $40 or whatever for like a regular one.
Mm-hmm.
Like 35 or 40. So like they put it for that price.
Okay.
As opposed to Magneto's price, which is a little bit higher.
Hey, grab it.
Yeah, I was happy.
Yeah, I have Thanos currently primed and sitting on my desk and his throne. But yeah, I have to buy some more stuff.
Yeah, I also part of it too is that I really wanted my Army Painter white primer to come.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm really not happy with Citadel's white.
Yeah.
So it's made a couple of my models look pretty bad or cracked looking.
I use pretty much only Army Painter primers.
Yeah, and so I bought, on your advice, I bought the metallic one, and then I also bought the white one.
Nice. And they have some new colors coming out too, this fall.
I don't really. I mean, that doesn't really interest me. I don't think I'll use a different color.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like if you want to prime something gold, they have like a gold coming out, and they have some other ones coming out. So
yeah, I'll just paint it gold.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to tackle Thanos.
Yeah, I bought some more paints too. I bought some scale 75 paints, so I want to try those out. They have some interesting metallics, so I want to try that.
Yeah, I heard their metallics are very, very good.
I'm gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Dan to get the 2 thin coats paint in. He said it was just a delay because I want to try those out. Right now, I'm using my Army Painter Airbrush Paints even with just a regular brush, and they're fine because they're thinner, so you can put on 2 coats, and it looks great.
Oh, is that how the airbrush paints work?
Pretty much. It's already pre-thinned, but you still have to add a little bit of just like the airbrush medium just to get the flow improver and all that stuff. But they're pretty much almost ready to work right out of the bottle. But they're like half the consistency, if not more, of traditional acrylic paint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have an airbrush, but mostly because compressor makes noise, and I can't wake up my daughter.
Yeah. And
My whole painting time is revolving around my daughter sleeping. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, because she's not in school full time yet, right?
No, just 3 days a week, half days
Yeah.
for preschool.
Yeah. Once they leave the house, that's when it's like, okay, I could do stuff.
Oh, you have no idea. Yeah, as soon as she leaves the house, if I'm not working, if I'm home, that's like pure editing or hobby time. Like the whole entire time is just spent doing that. Sometimes I don't even eat.
I've had those days. But yeah, speaking of editing, you did put a video up recently.
Yeah, I finally got one out, so that felt good.
Nice. And you have another one that you're working on, right?
Yeah, I have another one that I'm working on. So the next one is a community game, so it's going to be neither of us.
Ooh.
So that'll be interesting. And I think it's Jacob and Rob.
I think so. I remember Rob was like, "This like something happens in that game." And he's like, "It's the only time it's ever happened."
Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but I think I just downloaded all the footage. So now my GoPro's good to go. So we'll record another one hopefully this week.
Yeah, we'll have to. We haven't played in a while against each other. Actually.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah. Because we have new people at the store, so we've been like playing with them and then playing with other people that we haven't played with in a while. Also,
I got to try out Shield this week.
How was that?
I love them. Like I took a break from Winter Guard this week. I brought them with me when I played 2 games with Shield because the first game I played with Noah, and like I'm finding Shield isn't like a dominant faction, but you're always winning by like 1 or 2 points, or you're losing by 1 or 2 points. Like it's always very tight.
It does seem like the affiliation for like the catch-up mechanic is good. So like, because sometimes the game feels bad if you've like had an early, like if it feels like it's an early snowball. You know what I mean? Yeah. At least that helps.
Absolutely.
Get you back in.
Like the way I think we played. Well, with Noah, I played cubes, and I can't remember what the secure was. But I knew they were going to die, but I just set my grunts to pick up 2 cubes. This way, when they dropped them, they would just drop them behind them. I could have other people pick them up. So, I mean, fun little strategies like that. I like them. I like the way they feel. Right now, I think I'm going to focus on Winter Guard and Shield as like my 2 main factions. Because the second game with that I played against Leo, that was also fun, and that's where Violent Steve really earned his name. Because, my God, that man cleared out an entire shot of the board by himself.
That's awesome. I'm happy he did well.
Yeah. It was just like, I was like, oh, let me just try. I wanted to just do the builder. Or not the builder, I'm sorry, the spender. So you get the stun, stagger, and the throw.
Right.
Killed Zemo. I'm like, oh, alright, let me try it on Kraven. Just killed Kraven. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Like, go ahead, Steve. But
no, that's good. How did you feel about all their team tactics cards that are like very Shield specific? Because I haven't really delved into that too much.
So fun. You know what? Let me pull up the list I actually used so I could tell what cards I had, because I will forget. So give me a second. I didn't use She-Hulk both times because I was like, I know how She-Hulk works. I didn't want to use her. I wanted to use other people. So Eye in the Sky is, I think, Leo's least favorite card right now.
Okay.
Because it saved me so many times.
And what does it do exactly?
Alright, so Eye in the Sky. Whenever an allied character is targeted by an attack, Nick Fury may spend 3 to play this card. The targeted character makes a short advance. If at the end of the advance, the character is outside of the attack's range or line of sight, the attack ends. If it is the attacker's activation and the attack did not target multiple characters, the attacker may make another action. Here's the kicker, though. If your squad is using the Shield affiliation, return this card to your available team tactic cards during the cleanup phase. It may be played again.
That's really good. I like when they do that. Convocation has something like that, right?
Yeah, and Magneto has magnetic refraction.
Oh, Magneto also, yeah.
So he's like, that keeps coming back. I'm like, yup.
Yeah, it's like having Ghost Spider's ability, right?
Exactly. So
yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that was a fun card to use. A New Age, I was trying to toast Lizard off the board so hard, and Lizard is just so hard to take down.
Yeah, that's Lizard's thing.
Yeah, so it got real damn close. And of course, the artist formerly known as MedPack, Battlefield Medicine.
Oh, so you get to play Medpack, which
Yes,
is nice.
exactly.
That always feels good.
Oh yeah.
I get to play this card, and it's not restricted.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to play all my other cards and this card that you don't get to play.
Yes, and something I found out today, which is now in my list because I can't wait to play it, because we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Over the top.
Right.
I'm like, I don't understand this card. I don't understand the point of this card. I'm going to read it to refresh.
Sure.
So it's an unaffiliated active card. During an allied Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos or Steve Rogers character's activation, it may spend 2 to play this card. Choose an enemy character within 4 of this character. This character may advance its speed towards the chosen enemy character. After the advance, the opposing player may choose a character they control to make an attack against an attack targeting the advancing character. So I'm like, why do you want to choose somebody to attack them? I'm like, all right.
Right.
So today, because I think about this game too much, I was like, wait a second. Because I'm thinking of when Steve cleared out the side of the board.
Right.
So I asked in one of the other Discords I'm in, I'm like, I just had a thought with this. Can you target a dazed character with that card to advance towards them? And then if there's no other enemy around, or they choose an enemy, there's nobody to choose, so you're just basically getting a free move.
Right.
And the answer is yes. Because you are not targeting a character, you are choosing a character. So it's different wording, so you can do it.
Yeah, I wanted to look surprised, but you already explained this to me, so
Yes.
obviously I can't be like, WTF,
Yeah.
this is bullshit, blah, 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 because I already had that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that I am very surprised that that works.
Yes. So was I.
Because I really was under the impression that dazed characters are basically non-existent while they are dazed, right?
Yes. So with that, let's just say Violent Steve is not holding an extract. So you move him with his on your left. Go up to a point. All right. Pop, pop. You daze somebody.
Right.
All right. Now you're in position to get him again at the beginning of the next round. You can flip a point or take over the point, whatever you need to do. Then you can move again and target somebody else to use that card and put yourself in another point. So he's basically Sonic the Hedgehog going across the board.
It seems very good. And you could also use it with Nick Sr.
Yes, and he has the big fat base.
Yeah, which is really nice, actually.
Yeah. So,
and he can leapfrog other people, leapfrog himself, do that. Like, it seems like he's going to have a lot of movement shenanigans. And is that shield specific, that card?
it is unaffiliated. It is just
So
Fury
I
or
may have to
Rogers.
look at putting that into my Dormammu list, because I do have Nick Sr. in my Dormammu list. So that might be something interesting.
Dormammu, I have a love-hate relationship with him. He's either I murder him or he's just a pain to deal with.
I'm looking forward to trying him out, honestly. It's something different than what I'm used to. I don't play too many tall lists.
Yeah.
And he's very tall.
Yes. You know who else
One
is
of the
very tall?
tallest.
You know who else is very tall?
Who's very tall?
The Sentinels.
Oh, that was a good segue.
That was. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got the setup. It was great.
It was good.
Yes. So
tell me about Sentinels.
Oh my God, they're so great. So Sentinels.
They were very cool in like the X-Men show back in the day.
Oh yeah. And
them being like, oh, the Sentinels.
Yeah. And the Sentinels, one of the big things with them is with the models, they're going to be ball and socket joints. So you can pose them differently.
Are they going to be... So can you, hypothetically, could you fix them in a way that you'd be able to move them, like, whenever you wanted to? If there was... Is there any way that you could, like, pin them?
Like, change
and, like,
their
actually
arms?
make, like, a joint?
They have joints.
So you can already do that?
Yeah, they're posable.
All the time? I thought like I thought just to glue them in like a certain pose.
No. You can change how. This way, you can differentiate them on the field and all that stuff. And they're also going to come.
That.
Yeah, they're also going to come with different body parts. So like you can have like a damaged looking Sentinel. You can have one with like half a face. You can have
great.
Claw marks.
I love
so,
that.
Yeah, they're gonna be great. So
that's so cool.
I have the Mark IV's card up right now.
Okay.
So here's I know a lot of podcasts have talked about it already, but this is the first time we're talking about them. So,
We're talking about it.
that's right. So Sentinel Mark IV. We have 3 physical defense, 4 energy defense, and 4 mystic defense. 7 health on the front, 6 health on the back. 4 threat, size 5, and moves short on the big fat base.
It was very surprising when they released them that they were 4 cost.
Yeah.
I was very surprised about that. They're made so that way you're going to have other models with them.
Yep.
But it seems like they have a plan for that as well. So
They
we'll
do.
talk about that in a minute.
Yes. You want to go over the powers?
Surely.
Or
So
the
their
attacks,
first-
I should say, not the powers.
Yeah, I'll go over the card.
Okay.
All right. So its first attack is a builder called Plasma Blast. It's an energy attack with 3 range and 4 strength. It says when this attack is chosen, pay the energy cost step of the attack. This character may spend up to 3 additional energy to add 1 die to the attack for each energy spent this way. So it could be anything from 0 cost 4 power to 3 cost 7 power.
Yep. And you know who that reminds me of?
Ooh.
My girl She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would use that all the time with her, and then you just basically are refunding the power that you spent.
Yeah, for the punch somebody for as big as they are,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
can't wait to do that to a Sentinel.
So that is a thing. They can be thrown.
Well, yes, but you have to have a size 5 throw. She does not have a size 5 throw.
Yeah,
But
there's a couple people that have an any size throw. I know that
Yeah.
from looking at who to be wary of Dormammu. So I'm keenly aware of who has the any throws.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But what's the next attack?
All right, next attack is going to be Suppression Protocols. It is a physical, 3 range, 8 power, 3 energy attack that has a wild suppression. After this attack is resolved, for each wild in the attack roll, the defending player gains one of the following special conditions: Incinerate, Shock, or Slow.
For each wild. So you get 3 wilds,
Yeah,
they
you're
get
right.
3 conditions.
Yeah.
Which is very thematic, because they don't necessarily want to kill, they want to capture.
Fair enough.
Yes.
And I guess the next one also builds into their wanting to capture people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their first superpower is Restraint Cables, which you pay 2 energy for. You choose an enemy character within 4 and in line of sight. The chosen character is pushed towards this character's short. The superpower can only be used once per turn.
Yes. So it's good that it's only able to be used once per turn, because Omega Red has something similar, but he could just
Yeah.
pull people all day as long as he has power.
Yeah, and also another thing I found about the pulls
Mm-hmm.
is that since this game doesn't have the keyword pull, right? It's pushed towards.
Yeah.
The model doesn't count for stopping the push if it can go through.
What do
So
you mean?
you can so the
Oh, you could pull
Web
through
Warriors
yourself, you
do
mean?
this. Yeah, you could pull through yourself.
Yeah.
Which is really good if you're standing on like a point and the person's on the other side of the point and you just pull them through you to
Mhm.
behind you.
Yep. Same thing with
Is
throws.
that-
You can throw through yourself.
Right. So I just thought that that's a nice little tech too, because they can all, kind of displace people on points. They're big models, right?
Yep.
So they can kind of just stand on the point or near the point, and if you come to contest that point, they can just zip line you basically behind them,
Yeah. So
which
get out.
is pretty cool.
So what do they got next?
All right. So next we got Master Mold. So when building a roster or squad, player may include 2 of this character instead of the normal 1.
Yes.
So I assume that they're gonna give you 2 character
Yes.
cards.
They're going to give you 2 character cards and 2 Sentinels in the box, and with all the different body parts, so they don't have to look the same.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
And I guess when you're playing them, you're just like, this is this card and this one's this card.
Oh god, yeah.
Or just like write like an A or B on them or
Mhm.
something.
Oh, they're definitely going to have damage and paint schemes looking a little bit different. So
Yeah,
that's what I do them.
I think that's the right call.
Oh, my leader, when we get to him, he's going to be the Mango Sentinel, if you're familiar with the Mango Sentinel.
New York Knicks.
Yes, he is definitely my prime.
All right. Good old scoops.
Yes, Haagen-Dazs.
The next one is Parametrix. At the end of this character's activation, it gets 2 energy.
I love that.
Yeah, getting more energy is great because it fuels for you to use Team Tactics cards. They don't have any reactives, so
no, but
they don't really need it for that. But
that's nice because it eliminates like some bullshit turn 1 plays.
Okay.
You're not front loading 3 power up from the jump. You got to do some stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then
you can't pick up hammers and interact or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like that little bit of.
Yeah, that little tweak is actually kind of nice. You're right.
Yeah.
And then the last one is going to be Sentinel Programming. This character cannot be advanced or pushed by mystic attacks or superpowers. When defending against mystic attacks, this character counts wild results in the defense roll as 2 successes.
Yep. And
which I know that the wild as 2 is actually pretty sweet with Ultron, so I will vouch for that. And not being able to be pushed by mystic attacks is most of the pushes. There's still going to be some like Doctor Strange, which is energy based, which I know because I play Defenders.
Yeah, I mean there are characters that just have regular pushes on their attacks, like I can't think of it. Freaking what's
Black
his name?
Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther, Red Guardian.
Yeah.
But
it stops some of them.
And the superpowers things mean like if somebody has a size 5 throw and it's a superpower, nope. So they could only be thrown off of an attack or a team tactics card. They cannot be thrown.
No. I think they can be thrown. It says advanced or pushed.
Advanced or push? Oh, okay. So push, but okay. I'm thinking
they could still be thrown.
Yeah. But again,
I don't know if there's I don't think there's any size throw though. That's a superpower that I could think of.
No, I know there's a team tactics card that is.
Yeah. You can Agents of Smash a Sentinel.
No, you can't because that's only terrain.
Oh.
No.
So what's the only throw then?
Comrade's Keeper.
Oh.
So I thought of that. I'm like, okay, so what you do is you have your Red Guardian pop up there next to Darkstar, let's just say. Darkstar buffs the attack. And then you make Crimson Dynamo, if he's close enough, re-roll 2 of the Sentinels dice. So you have a better chance of Red Guardian not dying. And then throw the Sentinel into somebody else.
Yeah, Winter Guard has some fun synergies.
Yeah.
I'm starting to be excited for them.
Yeah, they're fun. And then finally they have, Flight? Yeah.
Oh, they have Flight, immunity to bleed, and poison because they are robots.
Yes. And there are a couple of changes on the backside.
I think it's funny that they have. I do think it's thematic that they have Flight, right? Because they're size 5, so they'd probably be able to walk over everything except the Quinjet anyway.
True.
But that's fine. So on the backside, their Plasma Blast turns into Plasma Leak.
Yeah.
It makes it only 2 range, which I didn't catch that the first time around.
Yup.
And it changes their ability to system overloading. When rolling additional dice for crit results during this attack, roll 2 additional dice instead of 1 for each crit in the attack roll.
Which that's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Until you get to the second part.
System's critical. After the attack is resolved, this character suffers 1 damage for each critical in the attack roll.
Yeah. Which, again, thematic, because they look big and scary, but they're always getting ripped apart.
Yeah, and they definitely seem like they're burning the candle from both ends here.
Yes.
Because their other ability that changes is damage Parametrix, so they're only going to get 1 energy.
Yep.
And I think that's it,
well,
right?
Yeah, the stamina drops from 7 to 6.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we covered that already. But yeah, so they don't earn any more power off of their builder because their builder turns into, you don't want to use that as much as possible.
Yeah.
So once you flip, you want to use suppression protocols as often as you have power for.
Yeah, but you're getting only 2 power returns, so you're not. It definitely feels bad to flip them. You know what I mean? It definitely feels like their whole vibe changes when you get them injured, which makes sense.
Absolutely. And then we can just like glance over Sentinel Prime because he has a couple of specific changes. Namely, his defense stats stay the same, his size is the same.
His
Movement
health changes.
Yeah, his health goes from 10 on the front side and 8 on the back side. So that's 18 health to chew through.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's the same as Dormammu, actually.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah, I think you're right. And then his attacks are slightly different from...
I know Dormammu's 10 and 12, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, that's 22 health? Damn.
Yeah, he has 22 health, I guess.
That sucks. I mean, I have defeated Dormammu with Ant-Man, but still, that's stupid.
He's 8 threat.
Yeah. So I'll go over this one's attacks and stuff.
Sure.
So, Plasma Blast Mark II. Range of 3, 5 strength for 0 cost, and that's his builder. And again, when the attack is chosen, during the pay cost step of the attack, the character may spend up to 3 power and add 1 die for each one spent this way. So it goes from 5 to 8, depending on how much you spend. Which
more is better, obviously.
Yes, absolutely. Suppression Protocols Mark II. Still range 3, but it's 9 damage and 4 power, so it goes up in the damage and up in the power once. But same as the previous Sentinel, so it has suppression, and for each wild, you give the target incinerate, shock, or slow. So that's good. I will
say that potentially it's worse on the injured side now because it costs 1 more.
Yeah, that's true. But he also...
it feels fine when you're building up a lot of energy, but I think that when you flip, maybe it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, but he has a different power core on the backside too, which we'll get to in a second.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
So now you have the Sentinel Leadership, Mutant Hunters. When an enemy character is dazed, after the effective resolve, choose a number of allied characters up to the dazed character's threat value. Each chosen character gains 1 power. A character cannot gain more than 1 power as a result of this leadership ability each turn.
So it's like Corvus's, but you can give it to non-affiliated characters, which is Corvus's the only caveat that makes Corvus kind of hard is that you can only choose Black Order characters with his.
It's a mix of Corvus and Magneto.
Because it's up to threat.
Yeah, it's up to threat, and you're spreading it out in the team. Just like when you break terrain, you can disperse the size of the terrain amongst your team.
Yeah, when it was spoiled, everyone was like, "Oh, this is terrible. It only works on days, not KO." But I really think that, I mean, you're going to spread out. However, whatever threat value you're playing at is basically the additional amount of energy that you'll be getting that game.
Exactly.
So if you're playing a 14 threat game, then you'll be getting 14 energy, potentially.
Yep, and again, thematic, because they want to daze and restrain, not necessarily kill.
Right.
So, Mark IV Prime also has Restraint Cables. So choose an enemy character within 4 in line of sight, and it's pushed towards this character's short. This is fun though. Pattern analysis with a cost of X. While this character or an allied character within 4 is attacking or defending, during the modified dice tip of the attack, the character may spend up to 3 power to use the superpower. For each 1 power spent, this character or the allied character may re-roll 1 die.
Awesome.
Yes. It's Shuri
Love
re-rolls.
re-rolls.
Yeah, it's Shuri re-rolls, but he can use it on himself.
Yeah, and he's a big old boy.
Yeah, he is.
And he generates a lot of energy. If you don't, end up spending it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
After
round, to do this kind of lot.
After round 1, these guys are not going to have a power problem.
See, now his Parametrix feels very good.
Yes, at the end of this character's activation, he gets 2 power. And then,
because you'll be spending that power to re-roll other people's things. It's very good.
Exactly. And then he has the Sentinel programming also, so he cannot be advanced or pushed by Mystic attacks or superpowers, and Wilds counts double against Mystic. Flight, immunity, bleed, and poison. And then on the backside, his Plasma Blast Mark II does not change.
Right.
Which is important. Suppression does not change. Restraint Cables does not change. The only change he really has on the backside is the overloading power core.
Right.
So during the power phase, roll 5 dice. For each crit or hit rolled, this character gains 1 power. If at least 1 skull was rolled, the character suffers 1 damage.
So it's kind of like Red Skull.
Yes. It's definitely like Red Skull. So, and the fact that these guys are 5 threat for the Prime, 4 threat for the regular dudes, that's what? 13. That's 13 threat.
And I will say, it does feel really good that he doesn't change his Plasma Blast on the injured side.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they made him different enough from the smaller versions.
Yes.
Like, as the Prime, he still, like, can kick some butt.
Exactly.
And he isn't going to, like, hurt himself, necessarily, except for maybe the Power Core.
Yeah,
but the most you could damage yourself from that is 1.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to just delete yourself by rolling 5 skulls, and all of a sudden you're
correct.
taking
He's
5
not
damage.
Clea, right?
Yeah. So, no, I'm very excited for the Sentinels. They are going to be like, Malekith is very much a centerpiece character where, like, people are walking by, they see Big Bad Tiger Daddy on the table, they're like, what game is this?
Yep.
Everybody knows who the Sentinels are.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to see Sentinels smashing over buildings and be like, what game is this? Why is Wolverine so tiny next to the Sentinel? Yeah. I mean, they're huge. They are the biggest model to date.
Yeah, I have to see if they're going to fit in my carrier now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to...
Slightly bigger than Dormammu.
Yeah, I'm going to have to lay them sideways in mine because I magnetized the one side, so I just... like that.
Well, the nice thing is if they're posable, they should be a little resistant to, like, being kind of knocked around a bit.
Yeah.
Right? So, because, like, if their arm moves, then it's going to just go with whatever happens.
True.
So that should be good.
Yes. But in addition to getting all that Sentinel information, we did get this week the 2 cards that come with Prime.
And they are interesting.
Yes, they are. I have online and operational if you want to pull the other one up in front of you. I can't remember.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the other one.
It is Under Your Skin.
There it is. Okay. So go with that one first. We'll do yours first.
All right, this one's exciting. So this one is an unaffiliated reactive card. When you include this card in your squad, choose 1 non-Sentinel affiliated character in your squad. It is now a Sentinels affiliated character. If your squad is using the Sentinels affiliation, when the chosen character is deployed, it gains a nanite token. After all characters are deployed, discard this Team Tactics card. The character with the nanite token gains the flight and immunity to poison and bleed superpowers.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That is. It's the initiative for Sentinels.
Right. I don't know if they're going to get a whole lot of Sentinel-specific cards, so we're going to have to see how that plays out necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Being affiliated is definitely good.
Now, they don't count for affiliation when team building, though. It's important to note.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's been clarified. So they're still out of affiliation for list building. However, they count as a Sentinel in-game and get that extra ability.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like the initiative, which, I mean, it's good for shield stuff, but it doesn't count for list building. But now, like, think of the characters that you can give, what is it, poison and bleed immunity and flight, right?
Yes.
So, let's just say you have a Baron Zemo that's flying.
Yeah.
That can get where he wants to go.
Right.
Or the menace...
Any, like, long movers are going to be nice.
The menace that is Gamora. Just...
Or if you're just, like, maybe you pulled, the poison gas, crisis.
Oh, Terrigen.
Terrigen Mists, yeah. So it's like, you play Terrigen Mists every time.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes up, you play this as your one of your 5 team tactics cards, and now whatever character you want is now immune to that poison gas.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
So good.
Oh my god. And now the next card, which is also very thematic, and I was really, really hoping they were going to have a card like this.
Yeah.
Online and operational. It is a Sentinels affiliated card. Sentinel Prime Mark IV may spend 8 power to play this card. Choose an allied injured Sentinel Mark IV within 3 of Sentinel Prime Mark IV. The chosen character removes all damage, removes all special conditions, drops all objective tokens, and flips its card to the healthy side. And keeps all its power.
Yeah, and keeps all its power.
So, you almost killed a Sentinel, juiced him up with power, and now Prime's like, rise.
Yeah, I mean, I can, again, tell you from playing Ultron that these cards are good.
Yeah. And
8 is a lot, I will say that.
It is, but Prime doesn't have a problem.
He can build it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also to be clear, where you have something like Age of Ultron or Deal with the Devil, that triggers when they're going to be KO'd. This specifically has to be used before they get KO'd,
yes.
And it's an active card, so you have to do it on one of your activations.
Yes.
So that is a caveat. That is, it makes it slightly worse.
A little bit.
Because you can't, like, if somebody spikes real hard, you can't play this in response.
True. But
it's still good, because you're getting a big-ass Sentinel back.
Exactly. And just with what
it's going to feel real bad when somebody spends their, like, resources.
Oh, yeah.
To, like, kill one of these things, and then they'll be like, son of a bitch, and then, like, start over.
Kind of like when I used to use Patch Up and Med Pack on a Hulk or She-Hulk just to bring them back.
Yeah, exactly.
And field dressing. Oh, field dressing. R.I.P. So good. But, like...
You know what? Now, speaking of healing Hulk, I have an interesting query about what Grievous Wounds says and how that will interact.
Oh, yeah. That actually might be a card worth bringing.
Yeah, so Grievous Wounds says if the target character is dealt damage by this attack, the target character cannot have damage removed from it this activation phase.
Yep. That is going to be a card that is now going to see some play.
Yeah.
Especially like, okay.
I like to bring it before because a lot of people were running that like heal Hulk kind of team before the new cards rotated out.
Yeah.
When you could run like Patch Up Med Pack and a bunch of heal stuff.
And field dressing.
Like field dressing.
Like nobody's dying.
Right.
Not on my watch.
Exactly. So then I would bring Grievous Wounds.
Yeah. But I hadn't even thought about that card. See, that's one of the cards I wouldn't have even thought of until right now.
Yeah, it just popped in my head when it said remove wounds.
Wow.
Yeah, remove damage.
But going back real quick, something that popped in my head when we were talking. So you have the online and operational, brings back the Sentinel. You have Age of Ultron, so if you throw Ultron on the Sentinels, now he could come back.
Yes.
Put Ghost Rider there. Deal with the devil. Somebody else is coming back.
Everyone's coming.
Oh,
that'll definitely be like a team unkillable, right?
Yes.
So you have 5/4/4, so that's 13.
You put Ghost Rider, that's 18.
Ghost Rider is 5. You could do 18, yeah. Or you do Ultron at 17.
Yep. As Leo says, don't let your memes be dreams.
I would do it. I'll do it.
I'll do it again. Oh, man.
Oh, that would be so interesting.
And then let's just put some regenerators on there so you can have exceptional healing. Put some healing factor people. This could be a very...
That checks out.
Yeah, this could be a very ridiculous team to play with.
I think that another thing, too, that's pretty good is that the immunity to bleed works out really well with splashing Hood into the affiliation.
I was just going to say, Hood's a Sentinel now.
Yeah. or he's not, but the one you want to heal is. You know what I mean? He's just healing everybody.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm so excited. And they're going to be super, super, super splashable.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody could bring a pet Sentinel with them in their list.
Yeah. Everyone can bring a pal.
Yes. Like,
And they're be big.
Mm-hmm.
See, I like to play when I play Warhammer, I play like a lot of red herring type things where I want like this big looking model that may not be great, but you're looking at it because you're not watching what I'm doing over here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's going to happen with like splashing a Sentinel is kind of like how everyone feels about Malekith right now, where you put Malekith down and you're like, all right, everyone's just like focused on Malekith, right?
Yeah.
You put a Sentinel down, you still have like that thing in your head of being like, oh man, that model's really tall. Like I got to focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's going to be a lot of people's downfall is that if you focus that thing and you're forgetting about the Killmonger or, you know, the other stuff that's like destroying you. You know what I mean?
That's like, I had that Avengers list I was running that had Jean Grey and Juggernaut in there. I had no intention of playing Juggernaut. It was in there. I had him there as a distraction for Jean Grey because she's really good in Avengers.
Yeah.
Especially against Malekith.
So, like, for example, right now, this week, I played Double Date, which is playing Sin and Crossbones and Corvus and Proxima.
Mm-hmm.
And for my 4 costs there, I picked Ultron.
Okay.
Right, because he can come back. Right, it's like nobody's a great target in that team except maybe Sin.
Yeah.
If I replace Ultron with now a Sentinel, it takes a lot of heat off of Sin because you have this big opposing model.
Yeah.
To look at, and you're like, oh, don't look over here at this weak Sin.
Yeah, don't worry about her.
Yeah.
I thought about something else with your Double Date list. You can actually, if you wanted to, throw in Captain Marvel and War Machine because they have the Air Force card, and they can do it.
You're right.
It's like their own Follow Me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then throw in Follow Me.
And then throw in Follow Me.
Yep.
I actually took Follow Me out because I was like, oh, I don't actually need this in this team.
I will never leave home without Follow Me.
Although I will say that the MVP of that game was Sin.
Really?
Yeah, she popped off and did like 6 damage in one shot to Voodoo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with his defense up. It was very weird.
Good for Sin.
I rolled 4 crits on the 4 dice that I rolled.
All right.
And I was like, oh, I'll take this.
Well, you know who else comes out the same day as the Sentinels?
What's that?
Your other Hydra leader.
I'm so excited.
Who's probably going to be real good with Sentinels also.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's like such a good time to be like the bad guys.
Did we actually talk about Red Skull? I don't know if we actually did. I think we talked about his front side, maybe not his back side.
Yeah, at the time we didn't have his back side.
Yeah, but I don't think really there was any major changes. I think his stamina drops a little bit.
Yeah, his stamina drops by 1 from 7 to 6.
But he's going to be a fun model.
He's going to be great. Oh, he's going to be a fun model. He looks cool.
Yeah.
He's so good.
His grunts are stupid.
His grunts have a lot of health for some reason.
Yeah, 3 health, short moving, 1 physical, 2 energy, 2 mystic. I don't think we had the grunt card. I think that's one of the things.
Yeah.
They have the Hydra energy weapons at a range 4 with 4 strength.
Yeah, that's so good.
Hydra assault, which costs 0 power and it's an action. This character makes a move action. During its next attack action this turn, this character may reroll any number of its attack dice. After the attack is resolved, this character is KO'd. So they're like Suicide Bomber Hydra Troopers.
Yes.
And then Occupation Force. This character cannot pick up, hold, or interact with extracts. This character does not have to pay to interact with secures.
Yes.
So
where people run Shadowland Daredevil in Convocation because the grunts can die, it's the same kind of thing with Hydra where, you know, I'm probably going to try out Punisher with that because Punisher gets the token every time.
Oh, and that hasn't been errated.
No, it specifically works still.
Yeah.
I think it's because nobody plays Punisher, and him really not being affiliated anywhere seemed to be a bad call.
I really think he should have been affiliated in Midnight Suns. Wasn't he a part of that for a little while?
That's over my head. I don't
feel
know.
like in the 90s he was. Like, I feel like in the
Possible.
90s or early 2000s for a minute, he was hunting ghosts and had like a demon killer gun.
That checks out. That actually sounds really cool. I hope
I'm gonna look that up right now.
I hope they put him in that video game that's upcoming. I look forward to that.
I'm gonna look that up because I'm pretty sure, unless that was some kind of crazy 90s fever dream.
Punisher with a ghost gun.
That time, okay, I'm not wrong. That time, the Punisher became a supernatural angel of vengeance. All right, I'm not wrong.
Did he like merge with like Ghost Rider's spirit or whatever?
It was something crazy like that. It happened in like 97, 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was...
I feel like anytime during Spawn era of comics is when things got real edgy because everyone was trying to be like,
yeah,
Spawn level cool.
That's
exactly
what it was.
So like those like late 90s comics, even though I didn't read them, I always saw the front covers.
Mm-hmm.
And they always looked edgy as shit.
Honestly, I kind of want to paint my Punisher when I get him like this with red eyes and shit.
That sounds cool.
That'd be great. All right, so yeah, I wasn't crazy. He was a crazy angel demon hunter.
I can't believe they gave them 4 range, 4 power energy weapons. That's so good.
Like, these might be the best grunts in the game.
Yeah.
Where
they can take a hit.
Yeah.
They can take a hit.
Yeah. But like
So
you may not one-shot a grunt, which is just silly.
Yeah, that seems wrong. And the wild part is that if you don't kill them, like let's say they went already and they're holding a location.
Mm-hmm.
So you run over there, you hit them, you don't kill them. Next turn, they know they're going to die, so they might as well do the Hydra Assault and get full rerolls and try to do at least 4 damage.
Yeah, and then at the end, at Red Skull's activation, if an allied Hydra Trooper isn't in play when this character's chosen to activate, place them into play. So it wouldn't work exactly how I thought it was going to work until I read this line. I thought like, so the troopers go first, but you're literally activating a Skull first, but the grunts have to go first, so it wouldn't work the way I thought. I thought like you can kill off the troopers, then Skull goes and they come right back. But that's not how it works.
Yeah, and you don't get to use them again. But if he walks over to, or if he's near an objective or something,
mm-hmm.
you just like plop them down and then walk away. You know what I mean?
And the silly thing with the Hydra Troopers, though, that I just realized, so when they come back into play, right, within one of this character, they gain a stagger token and are part of your squad.
Yes.
So, does that mean, let me just cross-reference here. Okay, no. I thought maybe you could stagger Hydra Assault and then attack, but no. Because the attack isn't part of the Hydra Assault. Alright, so they're not as crazy as I thought they were.
No, you can't get away from that stagger, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, though.
Yeah.
But he's coming out...
Because they're coming back for free.
He's coming out the same day as the Sentinels, which happens to be the day before Red Seal Games' first tournament.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, we have Dan at Red Seal. Thank you for letting us finally have events there, because we've built up the community enough that like he's like, yeah, we can start doing stuff. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, so anybody in the Matawan, New Jersey area, October 15th
or not, and just wants to travel.
True. October 15th, we are going to be having our first tournament at Red Seal Games. Registration is going to be at 10. We're going to be rolling dice by 10:30, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and the link is up on Longshanks. We'll put the link up in our podcast description this week.
And just, I apologize ahead of the schedule if I'm like super sloppy that day, or if I look like I have a hangover. I do. I'm going to a wedding the night before, so I might be a little worse for wear, but I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yes, and I'll be playing in the tournament probably. Yeah, I'll be playing.
Yeah, that's what we agreed to. Is that
yeah.
We're gonna try to flip flop so one of us can play and enjoy it. But
yes,
I'll take the first one. I'll organize it and figure out who's going where and set all the long shank stuff up.
Yeah,
which you did already.
Yeah,
so
I already set that up.
I gotta put names in and stuff. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah, well, hopefully everybody will register and put their own names in. Then you just have to hit a button.
Ooh, that would be nice.
That's basically what the registration.
I will tell them they have to, so I can only push the button.
That's basically what the registration will be. It's like, okay, then you hit the button, you set up the rounds, and you go.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
So I am printing out new terrain because I want every table to have a theme because I'm crazy like that.
I'm excited.
I should have my new destroyed terrain map so that I'll have some destroyed terrain on there.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun time. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, we're going to have to deal with Sentinels that day because Rob is going to run Sentinels.
Actually, he was talking about Hydra, I think.
Really?
I think he's... The funny thing is like, I'm super stoked about Hydra, and apparently he's just as stoked about Hydra, so he's been playing Strucker a lot, which I'm jealous that I have to build mine and get on that.
Yeah, you better get on that.
I think I'm going to play him in TTS. If we could get a TTS game within the next couple days, I want to play Hydra.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe we could do something Saturday.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But, so let's look a little bit into the future. Since we know what our new releases coming up are.
Yes.
So, there was also, I'm going to pull this up on Discord because that's where I saw all this stuff. There were some Asmode store leaks that showed up.
So we definitely know we're getting affiliation packs for Uncanny X-Men.
Yep.
And Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yes, and Brotherhood is coming with a crisis card, but it's probably a reprint of Mutant Madman or Senators, I would think.
Okay.
All right. We also have release dates for the Blob and Pyro.
That is super exciting.
Yes. December 9th looks like Blob and Pyro. We also have a release date for the next Rivals pack, the Weapon X program.
And you figured out the price?
Yes, it's $100.
Okay. What do we get for $100?
Let me pull up the description. Hold on. Where the hell is it? Okay. So you get Logan, the Wolverine. You get Sabretooth, the Apex Predator. And you get...
new characters.
Yes. You get a big old bunker. New terrain piece.
And I think somebody said that it has a back on it, because
yes.
I knew that was a complaint with the first Rivals pack, was that, one, it did not have new characters.
Yep.
And two, the back of the diorama was open.
Flat. Yeah, it's terrible.
So you couldn't use it as terrain.
Yeah. But this one is a fully functional piece of terrain, which means I am going to have a... Winter-themed, snow-based Weapon X Canada map. Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to come with a motorcycle as a terrain piece that you can throw at somebody. It's going to come with 8 props. It doesn't say what the props are, but it's going to be 8 props.
Probably scatter terrain?
Scatter terrain or stuff for basing. I see a big log on top of the bunker, so that's probably something. 2 stat cards, obviously, 6 tactic cards, but most importantly, it's going to be a new affiliation.
I don't know who's going to be in it.
Well, let me read the description.
Okay.
So, the famous rivalry between 2 of the deadliest weapons to emerge from the Weapon X program hits the tabletop in this new pack for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Logan once counted Sabretooth among his few friends as the pair fought beside one another on a covert team, but Sabretooth's unstable bloodlust tore the team apart, and now they face off as bitter rivals. Featuring beautifully sculpted new miniatures of Logan and Sabretooth, apparently you can put him with or without cowboy hat.
Cool.
Yeah, this pack adds new versions of these iconic characters to players' rosters and introduces the new Weapon X program affiliation to Marvel Crisis Protocol. Additionally, players will also find 6 team tactic cards that further enhance Logan and Sabretooth's abilities, as well as several props to allow players to customize their bases.
So, I'm curious to know what difference Weapon X has to the X-Force affiliated characters, because I feel like you have Deadpool, you have Wolverine and Sabretooth, you have X-23, right? I assume Honey Badger is also Weapon X, but I don't know.
Yep.
Okay.
So, basically, Weapon X is going to be Team Stabby Stab.
Yeah, yes.
Wolverine and Sabretooth, like that are existed currently, may not be in affiliation because they said in the stream when they premiered this in the extravaganza that this is before Logan was part of the X-Men.
Okay.
So Sabretooth may not be Brotherhood or X-Force affiliated.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sure.
Yeah. So
the new one may only be this.
Yes, which I love. Like, give me some different flavors of characters.
Yeah, and new affiliation bonuses, right?
Listen, my gut's telling me the team bonus for this is going to be everybody on your team has healing factor 1.
Like one more?
No, or yeah, maybe if you have two,
because you're gonna have Deadpool, you're gonna have X-23 and Honey Badger,
or maybe I don't know, maybe they all count as healing factor, so like you can use exceptional healing on any of them. They all get the innate power healing factor 3. I don't know, something crazy.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Or some rerolls, maybe, or maybe another possibility, maybe. They could all get
like aggressive
or a pierce.
Yeah, well, a lot of them have pierce, I think.
That's true.
But aggressive would be very good.
Yeah, team aggressive.
Yeah.
So now,
does that mean we're getting American Kaiju?
American Kaiju.
That is. Google it. It is part of the Weapon X program.
Stop it right now. I gotta look this up because I've never heard of that one. American Kaiju.
It is.
Holy shit!
A big Godzilla with the American flag on it.
Oh my god!
And I only know because I looked up one time, like who's in Weapon X, like who has been experimented on.
And his name is Todd Ziller. Stop it right now.
And he is like, they gave him like Captain America's super serum, Lizard's serum. It's like every serum that they've ever come up with, they gave to this one guy and turned him into Godzilla with the American flag on.
That is absolutely insane.
And he is the last thing that Weapon X program like experimented on.
That's insane.
Yep.
But that's notwithstanding. Now that's in my head. Yeah, I'm very excited for this, and $100 is a big ask.
And I will say it's definitely a lot of money if you're just interested in the models.
Mm-hmm. But like you are getting a lot in the box.
If they don't split the models from the box, I do think that is a tall order, yes. Right? So there are some people that, they're fine with the terrain they bought because maybe they bought the construction pack or the unfortunate cosmic terrain pack that didn't really fit in.
No, I don't understand that. I just don't like the look of the cosmic terrain pack.
That was a total miss, in my opinion.
Yeah,
the map that goes with it and the terrain.
Yeah, no offense to Art, who I don't know if he listens, but he always brings his cosmic stuff every time. Because he plays Guardians.
I mean, listen, if you bought it, you gotta use it.
Exactly.
You just, you know what I mean? It was the only option you had at the time.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get this because I'm super excited for the characters, and I'm super excited to have a different type of map to start building around. Because that's why I'm starting to have a problem with playmats, where I'm just gonna start buying all kinds of crazy playmats to have different scenes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get just a snow-covered playmat with the markings, and this way we can have like an army base. I think it'll be cool looking. But I don't know how I feel about them putting an affiliation in the box. Like, it's a cool idea. Yeah, it's the Weapon X program. But locking that affiliation there with 6 tactics cards and no crisis cards.
So somebody did point out that come next year, there may be something like a yearly crisis card pack. Because we've gone almost a year and just gotten one.
The last crisis to come out came with Rogan Gambit.
Right.
Yeah, that was Scoundrels.
Yeah.
So, and don't they do that for X-Wing? Don't they put out like a card pack or whatever for one of the games, either Legion or X-Wing, that like has new
X-Wing
missions?
they just started doing objectives, so I don't think
Okay.
it's that. It might be Legion.
Okay.
But
So-
either way, I think that might be what they're moving towards is when they do a standard timeline instead of... Because really at no point do you want to make any of the models not usable.
Sure.
But you can say, hey, listen, these are going to be the crises that you can use for like the next year or whatever.
Oh yeah, and there's actually something to note on the new Sentinel cards.
Yeah.
The X logo on the bottom is different from the current X logo.
Oh, that is something I did not notice.
Yes. It's darker if I'm not mistaken. You can see it. No, you can't see it on online and operational, but you can see it in under your skin, I believe.
Under your skin, yeah, I did see it. Yep, you're right.
So that is definitely something to consider. So I don't think a crisis pack is far out of the realm of possibility. I think if you release a crisis card pack with, let's just say, 8 crises for like $10 or $15,
yeah,
you're not locking a crisis behind like a $40 model you may not be necessarily jazzed to play.
Right. Well, that's what you're saying about the affiliation. It's an $100 pack, and that's what I mean. If they release that and they say, hey, we're not going to release just the models, that might feel a little bit bad.
Yeah. But
I will say, if you did come to me and you were like, hey, listen, I have regular ass Wolverine and Sabretooth, I want to use them as the new ones, I'd be like, I don't care. Cool.
Yeah, of course.
In my tournament, that fucking flies.
Like, my house, my rules.
My house, my rules, damn it. Yeah.
The only thing we're not doing is banning characters, because that just feels bad all around.
No, yeah, don't do that.
Except Malekith, because... No, he's fine.
No, Malekith's fine.
I actually haven't had a problem. Like, just as a...
I played against him once, and I beat him. So
I think
I will rest on that. I played him once, and I have a 100% win chance.
I think I played 2 out of 3 times against him, and I won 2 out of 3 times. I think, yeah. So, like, I know a lot that... just to get into it real quick, because I really didn't want to get into, like, a whole state of the game thing, because a lot of podcasts are doing that this week.
Okay.
I've only been playing the game since March.
Right.
And I keep buying new things, and I keep finding new ways to play.
Yeah.
So, I see Malekith as just a problem to be solved, and so far I have not had a problem solving that.
I think that this game is uniquely positioned that the combinations and permutations of things that you can do are so vast that like one model that is good doesn't break the game because there's so many other things going on, right?
And granted, like they're going to be a menace for the first couple times because you don't know how to deal with them. Like Thanos.
Correct. Yeah, no, or and like people have already like, oh, like clearly Crimson Dynamo is like a grand slam against him, or bringing recalibration matrix is a thing that you can do. Like there are, you can shock them, you can throw them, you can displace them. Like there are things you can do. Hell, I'm even throwing out that you can mark with a mouth him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
Just get rid of his energy. Like it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. So
or stagger him. Bring Black Hat and stagger him.
Yeah, just don't keep her too close because she will get eaten.
Fair enough. But just jump in, stagger, jump out.
Exactly. But all the people are like, oh, well, why don't you just use Malekith or whatever? And I guess Sam Avengers is now having a resurgence too because he's a good counter against Malekith.
Right.
So
I think Sam Avengers has just always been good.
It has been, but now it's like people are like, oh, well, it's like the counter to Malekith, so they're just using that. And honestly, I have a few different lists I like to use. Yes, I have Avengers lists, but I haven't used them because I don't want to be using the same list. I want to play with all my toys.
Yeah.
And I want to use all my stuff.
And I have Malekith. I didn't build him yet. I plan on building him. I plan on using him. But I don't plan on, like I'll have one list that'll, like, try to abuse him, right? Like, I'm going to have my one, like, red, like, using Red Skull and, you know, activating him, removing an activation
Yeah.
from him and getting another thing out of him.
Like, and that's something you'll test out on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, but the point is that like he's not like everything that I'm building everything, or like I'm excited to use him because he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. It's not going to be my whole world. You know what I mean? Like how some people are like, oh my god, this is like I have to like crack the code of like how to build Malekith and make him stronger. I think when people like kind of go down that rabbit hole, they forget the whole like that he's just one thing in a grand scheme of like a lot of things going on.
Yeah. Plus, like, I don't know if you noticed, everybody who was using Malekith at the store really isn't.
I mean, I played it, like I said, one time. Rob played him against me with Wakanda.
Yeah.
It seemed good, but it wasn't like I beat him.
Yeah, like he was like the new hotness, and everybody's like, I think everybody got burnt out of playing him.
It's possible. It's possible people played him a lot. I mean, it seems like online he's still pretty going strong, but I think what happens is that there's a lot of decision paralysis with him because he only has 2 things to do. So you have to like, it takes a long time to figure out how you're going to use him in a match.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to just murder things, so that's fine, but you can still like lose a game even and kill almost everyone on the other side. You know what I mean? It's so I think when you're up against Malekith, you just have to try to focus on how I'm going to build my team to maximize points.
Yes.
And also, like I said, red herrings. I love red herrings. Just dive somebody into them.
Yeah.
Like, try to like make him run after somebody, or like, even if you have to play mind games with your opponent and be like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done this, and you're just like, like,
yep.
Oh, I shouldn't do this.
Listen,
like,
my Winter Guard list. Yeah, my Winter Guard list. My Winter Guard list has 2 Malekith tech in it. One, he's been there since the beginning, Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
Great into him. The other one I just changed today. It was Ronin, who I found I was not using at all.
Yeah.
But I put Rogue in there.
Okay.
Because I think
to steal energy.
To steal energy, she has a charge. She can throw him off of Southern Hospitality.
Yeah.
And she could choose, and she has, the important thing was she has invulnerability. So
yeah, see,
makes her a little tanky.
My counter that I like is Vision.
Okay.
So Vision, you pump up his defense to 5 energy on since Malekith is usually hitting you with that energy builder.
Yeah.
So you have 5 defense, and you don't take damage from collisions. So after he throws you from the charge, you're not taking any damage.
True.
Then his spender is the same as Ancient Ones, where the person doesn't count crits as successes, and crits don't explode.
Okay.
So you're getting a good shot at him where he's not getting his advantage of his his like crit ability with the skulls.
Another good counter into him would be MODOK because of wilds. Just wilds don't count.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's like a bunch of different options. People are using like Ancient One. Like I said, I like Vision. I think that New Skull is going to be good into him because it's the same thing. You could prevent yourself from collisions, I believe, with him too, because I think he has a similar, if not the same.
Yeah, except like some of the things are reversed as opposed to Vision.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, my message is just play what you like. Because, honestly, I played Winter Guard and Shield this week. Well, no, I played Shield twice. I broke both of them. But next week, I may actually just bring Shield and one of my meme teams just to see how they work. Because I kind of want to use my Disney Plus roster. But
yeah, that's really fun.
I also want to bring my Armor Wars roster, which everybody either can up their defense or has invulnerability.
Yeah.
Just to see how that works.
And that's what I like about this game. There's so much depth to like just team building, and like sure you could be the guy that just plays Malekith every time, but I'm going to be the guy that's having a lot more fun on the other side of the board, just playing some dumb shit.
Exactly.
All 2 threats.
Yeah. Bob. Stupid Bob.
Oh, man. Bob is going to be so good when I get Zola online and I give him the ESP leakage. I'm so excited for that.
And this is why we don't play. Alright. Well, on that note, I think we are going to get out of here.
Yeah, it's getting late.
It is getting late on our side. So, I'm Will.
I'm Mike.
And check out our YouTube. Subscribe to this. Leave us reviews if you can on whatever podcast platform you got. And we'll talk to you next time.
Who are we?
Oh, I said it at the beginning. We're the Gamestore Guardians.
Did you say it?
I did.
Right.
See, you missed it. All right. Good night.
Good night.